So I finished Pocket Mirror. Pocket Mirror is a puzzle horror indie title that was made by Astral Shift back in 2013, I believe, and that has you placed as a girl named Goldia, who is awake in this small area, and she's locked in, and she finds this pocket mirror on the ground, and that helps her get out. And that's pretty much the key thing that every other character wants. And throughout this whole entire place, she is discovering who she is and where she is. And she discovers Fleta, a kind of brat character. That's what you could say. She's just a brat, and she has a doll named Egliot who kind of acts like this kind of timid queen, I guess you could say. She doesn't really talk that much when she's with Fleta. She also meets Harpay, who is kind of a protective but also kind of sadistic edge to her in her kind of protectiveness. And she was like the most interesting character, the one that you really get to know a lot more than like with Fleta and Lizette. And speaking of Lizette, she is just a plain total sociopath who just wants Goldia's pocket mirror. And through the story that it tells you is that Lizette is kind of on this revenge thing with you that doesn't really get explained. The story only spoon feeds you just a little bit, and it doesn't give you much context either. So I'm still confused on what the real relationship was with Lizette and Goldia, but that's who she is, who Lizette was. And then she also meets Angel. While she's with Harpay, she meets Angel in this mirror in the kind of the back of a room, and she is presumably the other half or just another being of Goldia. And she says that you are Angel, just like her, but it turns out that she's actually not. This strange boy created her, and she's also after the pocket mirror that you have. So again, everyone's after your pocket mirror for some reason. And as for the strange boy, that is also not really told all that much. He's kind of this boy that just is in the theater and gives you a whole chunk of like the story and kind of throughout the separate areas that you are in. So as you get to the end of the game, you discover that Angel is after your pocket mirror and is not really a part of you, and she's out to pretty much attack you. And depending on how much regalia you have from Fleta, Harpay, and Lizette, and I believe Egliot as well, you get separate endings, actually. The ending that I got is called Platinum, where Platinum, it's a personification of Goldia, who she thinks she is like this kind of, I don't know, almighty being or something like that, and she has like all these friends, and she believes that she is truly a part of Angel, and she is in the end trapped in her own mind. She doesn't know who she actually is. So again, it's just a personification, and it's considered one of the bad endings. Not really bad, like the witching hour. That's the worst one, where just everybody dies. Thank God I didn't get that one though. But for like a really down-to-earth true ending is Dawn, where you get to see that Goldia is actually having multiple personality disorder and dyslexia. It's like the year 1876 back in the real world. And in that ending, it's not like a drawn out ending where it explains to you everything. You kind of just see this file. After that, Goldia just looks out the window, and then it shows you the ending that you got, and then that's the end. Again, it kind of just spoon feeds you right at the end too. So you just have to like knit together everything on your own, which is kind of cool. I do kind of like that, but At the same time, it still kind of annoys me though. As for the gameplay and also the graphics, like I said in the beginning, it's all puzzle, and those puzzles were, well, personally, they were a little tricky to say. It's not like the Witness level of like insanely hard, but they're pretty clever on again, it's just subtlety in this game. They subtly give you the hints of how to complete the puzzle, like with the doors, how there's like a smiley face and it shows you like the shapes and colors, and that goes with the actual doors that have the colors on them, but they don't have the shapes. You see what I mean? It's just, they give you very, very subtle puzzles and subtle answers to them, which I actually always liked. They were always really good, but I always had to look at a walkthrough because they were still so hard to me, which kind of sucks because I wish that I could have beaten them on my own. But I mean, with the door one at the very end, I did, so at least I have that. Some items that you get along the way, like the candy cane, and then there's like a Moon and Glar that's like a fork and knife, I think, from Egliet's place. And those particular items, like, you get but you just never use, and you don't even know what they're even for. But then actually with the candy cane, you get a candy cane just before the Egliet boss fight, I guess, just before you meet Fleda, I guess you could say. Not really a boss, but kind of the final encounter with Egliet herself. You get the candy cane, and you actually, later on in the very end, you give that to Lisette. She wants the pocket mirror again, but then you give her the candy cane. So yeah, at the end of the day, you're just left with a bunch of empty items and that never get used. It's very choice based. It's not like Telltale series, kind of like The Walking Dead or something like that. But it is still choice based. It's still kind of a core gameplay style. It's just like, yeah, kind of here and there. Sometimes a little more than occasionally, and they still have a bunch of weight on them. You like have a bunch of serious choices to make that don't actually really affect the ending. It's just a literal life and death situation that you are at with the choices. And for an indie title to have that, I think that's actually kind of interesting. And also, for it being an indie title from Astral Shift, it looked good. It looked really just really pretty. It's very elegant. There's so much like elegancy with like the furniture and everything and all the places that you are at. And yeah, it just looks so dark and so eerie and creepy at the same time. It's like it had a good fresh horror take that or fresh horror graphical take that I never seen before, and that's really interesting. So down to my final thoughts, I honestly think that this definitely has replay value, and I'm very, very glad that I actually had the chance to play it. In the first episode, I said that a friend recommended it to me, and I was like, all right, sure, I'll play it. And then I played it on the first episode. I was like, all right, I guess I could get into this. And then now I'm at the end, and I was like, wow, that was such a beautiful, honestly, a beautiful story, and such great atmosphere, and the gameplay, everything all around was so good for an indie title. I'm so happy that I played Pocket Mirror so much. My hats are off to Astral Shift. There you go. There's the hat. Bam. I'm definitely going to miss playing this game, and when I do, I don't know when I'll ever get to replay it, or maybe next Halloween for next year. I don't know, but I think it's definitely gonna have like a nostalgic hit on me. I don't know. There's something about it that about like the goodbye of playing this game is going to have like a nostalgic factor with me when I play it again. The longer that I take for waiting to play it again. So overall, I give Pocket Mirror a solid A. That will do it with the So I Finished review, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you all enjoyed, and let me know what your thoughts are. So thank you all so much for watching the entire series as well. It's been an awesome ride, and I'll see you later. Peace out.